Hello, I welcome all the learners who have tuned in today for this series. Whether you are a student of advertising or a layperson interested in this field, I hope our discussion today on advertising creativity and culture will be useful and enjoyable to you. Nevertheless, friends, when we talk of advertising, they are a part of a media. They either come to us online, through newspapers, or television, radio. Nevertheless, they actually come to us through some medium or media channel. Now I ask you, do you think that the media reflects the culture around us? Or if I rephrase the question, do you think that whatever is shown by the media around us, that kind of makes us form our opinions or gets us connected to the society around us? Well, let's take some examples. Television has been very popular, especially with its small town portrayal of different female protagonists. So, being from these small towns of different states, we have been reflecting styles or apparel or kind of things that they wear to reflect from maybe say Rajasthan, Bihar, Haryana. And we have found that also joint family systems are reflected in the television series. Now, do you think this helps them sell? Of course, Parvati Bindi became a rage some 2 decades ago, and saris by Daya Bhabhi of Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma were sold at every nook and corner, maybe in Surat or even in Punjab. So whatever the media shows kind of impacts and influences us. So in such a situation, when we talk of advertisements, do advertisements also reflect the way we think about the society and the culture? If an ad shows something, are we more willing or acceptable towards that reality or sometimes even not the reality? The imaginary world that the advertisement creates, does it become the reality for us? Well, before we go deep into this and study how creatively advertisements impact our culture, let me actually draw a point across about the developing economy so that when we talk about this, the case in point is India. For our country, how the culture has been preserved or maybe how the advertisements have been detrimental to the culture. Developing countries are no more the pitiable third world uh, societies for the market. They're not seen as the ones that should actually accept products that are thrown to them. They are no more the dumping grounds for technology that has gone obsolete or the news that talks only about poverty. No, 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 not anymore, friends. The tables have actually turned, and the markets and manufacturers treat them as in the developing third world nation as potential profit generators. From films to cosmetics, from news to tournaments, all it serves to us in glittery platters. It's actually showcased, packaged in a very beautiful way, and then put over way because we are the burgeoning market. This devil is served best through advertisement and this mode of communication, the commercial ads, they have often been criticized for curtaining the reality. It is said that the harsh reality of the deprived class, of the farmer society, of the struggling classes is not shown because the advertiser does not wish it to be shown. It is argued that hiding is necessary to preserve and to actually propagate the buying mode. Noam Chomsky elaborated upon the propaganda through news, advertising media that actually is intended to serve the interests of the dominating capitalistic producers. This claim has been tested and it has even been found true by purists, practitioners alike. However, I feel that there is also a hidden perspective to the persuasive media. The Indian advertisements are acting as preservers of our heritage, the culture, and the traditional way of life, even though they might be doing it just unconsciously. They might be doing it to sell, and sometimes they're even criticized to be promoting stereotypes in this case. But the preserving is still happening. The information gatherers, the information manufacturers, the information interpreters form an interesting triangle which has escaped the eye of many people when they advocate the propaganda model. They say that advertisements are all bad. They promote consumerism. Advertisements have been blamed for that since decades, since I would say hundreds of years now, since ever they existed. They've been actually said to promote consumerism. But what we somehow tend to oversee is when in trying to promote consumerism, they preserve the culture, they preserve the heritage, the identity of a social fabric. There is a lot to it. When we look at an advertisement, there is a manifest meaning, there is a latent meaning, there is a dominant, and there's also perceived meaning. And there are many other concepts for which we find sufficient traces in there. So today in our discussion, my aim is to kind of have the reception of advertisements. The reception varies. What the advertiser intended to show and what the consumer actually saw out of it is where the reception study paradigm comes into being. The third world, the developing world, the world that still is ingrained in its roots of the culture, and also the confused world at some times because where is the culture, where is the consumerism, they kind of get confused. But this world is being changed by the market. This world is trying hard to maintain its balance between its original sense and its inspirational role. This world is getting a balancing rope through the communication in the advertisements that show joint families, loving cousins, respect for children, homemade food, relationships, habits, villages. They glamorize all of them and somehow they make you fall in love with them. This system of joint families, system of relationships, the way it is propagated in an advertisement, doesn't it actually make you feel good about the whole thing? Doesn't it actually want you to be a part of the whole system? Advertising is a tool of providing information and persuasion to buy into the product, no doubt. Advertising is the villain that has been often blamed to promote consumerism, no doubt. Advertising is the culprit behind hiding the real hard-hitting facts in the garb of all is well, no doubt. It is often blamed for inducing the buying behavior and the buying mood, no doubt again, friends. But ultimately, the bad guy that advertising is portrayed to be is actually used, even if unconsciously, to foster the ties of this world, of this third world, with its heritage. So today our discussion will look at the humane, the good, the lovable angle of the ad, the relationship bonding perspective of the world of persuasive communication. Communication that is meant to transform you to another world. Let us take a peek into this and let us see that how, especially for the Indian culture, the ads have gone immensely creative and they are kind of responsible for promoting and preserving this culture. We spoke a lot about the developing countries. We are a huge market. It is a reality that media hides the real picture from you. Of course, it serves the interest of the people who are selling to you. And Norman Chomsky have actually gone ahead with their propaganda model, telling this to us very, very clearly. And when we speak of advertisements, there are many filters. What will be advertised in a particular newspaper or a magazine or a television channel depends upon who owns that medium, depends upon who funds that medium, the sources. And often the advertisements have attracted flack for this, that you are in the interest of the industrialist. But friends, in this third world, there is also a big heritage. And I will draw this point further. Before that, let us look at an old ad, an ad which is almost 25 years old. It has Amir Khan and Aishwarya Rai and Mahima Chaudhary. This is a Pepsi commercial.
Yehi hai right choice, baby.
Hi, I'm your new neighbor. Can I have a Leher Pepsi?
Yeah, sure. Yes! Oops. और कुछ चलेगा?
नहीं, पेप्सी नहीं है तो।
ना, no problem. Yehi hai right choice, baby.
You okay in there?
ये लहर पेप्सी.
That must be Sanju.
Sanju?
Hi, I'm Sanjana. got another Pepsi?
Sure.
Now, friends, when you saw this ad, it's kind of promoting this consumerism. There is a boy who lives alone. There are probably some girls who are again living alone. Now, this is a cultural leap that this economy or this culture or this country was taking 25 years ago. There were students, there were working professionals who had started to live alone. So this commercial, though it is talking about Pepsi per se, is also showing you independent males and females in the age group of, say, early 20s or mid 20s. So this is again a cultural thing. Now, when we see this ad, let us talk about something, some features of advertising. It is, of course, a tool for promoting information and persuasion, which is wanting you to buy into the product. Now, it wants you to indulge into that buying mode. But to make you do that, it has to build a story around the product and around the brand. So advertisement actually has the ultimate aim of persuading you to buy into a product. Therefore, it has been told, it has been cited to be the bad guy. But there's a hidden perspective to the persuasive media. The Indian advertisements are acting as reservoirs of heritage, as I earlier said. And let us now take a peek into this other perspective. So sometimes ads serve as a balancing act. The communication and advertisement shows joint families, as we spoke, loving cousins, respectful children, homemade food, relationships, habits, villages, and it glamorizes all of them. Now I'm restating the point, but this time I'm doing it with an example. Let us now watch this Fevicol ad.
मम्मी, तुलसी में पानी डाल दिया क्या?
अरे मैंने नहीं डाला, सासू जी ने डाला होगा।
अरे मैंने नहीं डाला, गप्पू के ताऊ जी ने डाला होगा। अजी गप्पू का ताऊ जी।
अरे मैंने नहीं डाला, ताई जी के लड़के से पूछो।
मैंने नहीं डाला, मौसा जी से पूछ लो।
मैंने नहीं डाला, भाई साहब से पूछो। भाई साहब मैंने नहीं डाला, बुआ जी के लड़के से पूछ ले।
अरे अपनी मौसी जी की नंद से पूछ ले।
मैंने नहीं डाला, बाबू साहब से पूछ ले। बाबू साहब।
चाची जी के भतीजे से पूछ ले। मेरी मामी जी की बहन से पूछ ले भाई।
फूफा जी की समधन से पूछ लो। वो बड़े मामा जी के छोटे लड़के से पूछो।
जीजा जी से पूछ ले।
मैंने नहीं डाला, मौसी जी के देवर से पूछ ले।
भाभी ने डाला होगा।
कोई बात नहीं, मैं और एक बार डाल देता हूँ।
तो जी इस जुड़ी हुई फैमिली के नाम फेविकोल का सलाम।
Please insert the Maruti ad also.
रंगा, why this meeting?
और डोली होगा क्या? Nothing.
कहाँ हमारा कल्चर?
ते कहाँ हमारा एग्रीकल्चर?
प्लीज ठंड रखो पापा जी।
ओए कहाँ हमारे राजमा?
हमारा उपमा। अयो, आपका भी इको।
आपकी भी इको।
हम दोनों फैमिलीज की चॉइस कितनी मिलती है।
ग्रेट इंडियन फैमिली के लिए ज्यादा स्पेस, ज्यादा माइलेज, दमदार एसी, मारुति सुजुकी इको, हैप्पीनेस फैमिली साइज।
Now, friends, you saw two of the advertisements that show joint families. One was a bigger family, which was an exaggerated version by Fevicol. Another was the Maruti Eco ad that showed again a joint family and showed two different cultures, two different families coming from different states and still finding a common balance out there. Now, do you think that the advertisement was actually aimed at doing this? No, it was very well aimed at selling the product, which is Fevicol or a Maruti Suzuki car. Advertisement might be a selling behavior, but it is also a form of art. It is a creative field. It creates a world of its own. It shows you a small film or a small picture or a photograph, but it has a definite objective. And that message of every story that an ad contains has character. They are bound by relationships. They also have different natures, varied emotions, and this film has an immediate impact on you. It gives and takes from the society. The ad, after all, does not exist in isolation. Whichever society, and for today's discussion, the context is the Indian society. So the advertisement takes from that society, of course. Let us look at a beautiful Tata Motors ad.
आज सुबह मिसेस शुक्ला ने गुजरात तक की दूरी तय की अपने चैंपियन के गाढ़े दूध के लिए, और रोज की तरह करण ने असम तक का सफर तय किया एक कप चाय के लिए। कुछ ऐसे ही नंगे पैर मीलों दूर चल दिए अपने पानी के घड़े भरने। इन्हीं फासलों को बरसों से मिटाते आए हैं टाटा मोटर्स के कमर्शियल व्हीकल जो बनाए जाते हैं आधुनिक वर्ल्ड क्लास टेक्नोलॉजी से, जो देते हैं नई सोच को नया रास्ता, ताकि आपके और आपकी जरूरतों के बीच कभी दूरियां ना रहे। टाटा मोटर्स, एक कदम आगे।
Now friends, this advertisement talks about different Indian states and what the state contributes to each of us. Some state is popular for its milk, another state might be popular for its handloom. So kind of a unity in diversity message, which the Indian state, as in the Indian government, the Indian philanthropists, the Indian society, has been trying to get across that we are diverse, still we are united, is very beautifully emanated in this brief, short advertising film. After all, advertisements are professional. The advertisements have a certain objective and the aim so that you buy into the product. But there is also a social impact of this ad. And the social impact might not be intended, but it is so beautifully, creatively interwoven into the ad that you can't but escape to remember it, sometimes to hum it, and to be influenced by it. At this note, I would want you to look at this advertisement from Vim.
ये है सबसे तेज विम और ये दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी फैमिली का किचन। यहाँ एक ही परिवार के 160 लोगों का खाना बनता है। क्या हो रहा है? हमारे बच्चों का मैच। जाके देखोगे नहीं? कैसे? इस कढ़ाई में ही आधा घंटा लगेगा। विम के साथ नहीं, चैलेंज। हाँ? इसमें पूरे 100 नींबुओं की शक्ति है जो कड़ी चिकनाई हटाए सबसे तेज। इतनी जल्दी सब? पर मैच अभी तक चल रहा है। सबसे तेज विम।
Now this advertisement again shows a joint family and a happy joint family. The whole ad is designed to affect us. It of course has appeals that you've all studied. It shows you certain approaches. There is a bandwagon that everybody wants to climb into. It has a reception by different people. So all these theories of appeals, reception studies, transforming, semiotics, they blend into an advertisement. And while an advertisement is doing all this, it also shows a world of relationships, a all beautiful world, which is all amicable. They are pleasant relationships. Is this an illusion? Might be. I'm not here to debate that point. Is this a stereotype promotion? Might be. Again, but today's discussion is about how it promotes what the society has. And to put this discussion in perspective, let me share with you a study that we had done some years back, which was based upon content analysis of 50 ads which were randomly selected and some in-depth interviews with some people who are in the ad business, some creative copywriters and strategic planners in the advertisement world. And after this discussion, observation and content analysis, we came across something that you can see on your screen, that advertisements show relationships, and these relationships had a very major chunk of beautiful ones between in-laws and daughter-in-law, between father and daughter, between a son and his mother, relationships between friends. So all these relationships are culturally imbibed and they are being very beautifully shown in their ads. You know, we found while on this research that Indian advertisements are acting as preservers. There is a dominant and a perceived meaning to the ads, no doubt, but they preserve the culture that we live in. And to draw upon this point, I'll again show you an example of a Kurkure ad, which says that your family has to be together with you. It of course says it in a funny and an exaggerated manner, but the point it draws it is that there is no charm in living alone. There is charm in living with the family.
आ गई बारात आ गई
गुरु मम्मी जी बारात आ गई
नौटंकी नादान नहीं आया ना खानदान फैमिली को टाइम दिया होता तो ये टाइम नहीं आता ए तू टाइम पे घर क्यों नहीं जाता ये ले इंडिया की करोड़ों फैमिलीज का फेवरेट तेरा चटपटा कुरकुरे इसे खिला बिखरी फैमिली को एक साथ ला तेरा है पर मेरा है.
And also inscribed history. Over a century ago, Harper's Weekly commented that advertisements were a true mirror of life, a sort of personal history from which the future chronicles. If all of the historical monuments were to be lost, might fully and graphically rewrite the history of our time. You know, this is a very powerful statement that they made. And in light of this statement, let me take you back to a decades-old ad of Amul. This is a story of the film Manthan, and from there they have picked up this ad. And it's a beautiful ad that shows women empowerment as a result of this cooperative called Amul.
Hey, Jire. रे आयो नयो जमानो कैसो ढायो गजब मारी बैरी से ठानी थई गई छे रे मारी बैरी से ठानी थई गई छे मुझसे कंधा ये मिलाए अपना बिजनेस चलाए कभी बच्चों की अम्मा कभी लीडर बन जाए रे मारी बैरी ओहो हो बैरी से ठानी थई गई छे
सुनो सुनो रे दूध का सागर बहता जाए कंगन सोने के छनकाए मारे घर झांझर लक्ष्मी के बाजे
रे मारी बैरी से ठानी थई गई छे
Now, since there is, of course, international marketing and increasing globalization, so there are many cultures which are coming together. There are contrasting languages. We get to see many food choices. So these cultural influences and possibly the transfers are also getting made. And in this wake of cultural exchange from different countries, of this global economy, of this global world, especially the online global world, it becomes all the more powerful when these cultural nitty-gritties of India are shown by advertisements. As an example, let us see the chameleon marker ad.
Camlin Permanent Markers. Really permanent.
Now, this advertisement very beautifully defines the culture of having a sindoor on the matha of a suhagin. Now, you might argue that it is a stereotype, but all that I'm saying here is that creativity in advertisements helps your cultural festivals, your cultural signs, your semiotics to be preserved.
I'm sorry.
क्यों?
नहीं, तुमने सोचा होगा कि एक स्मार्ट, हैंडसम, हीरो टाइप लड़के से शादी करोगी, पर इस जन्म में ये हुआ नहीं ना। ये भी सोचा होगा ना, रानी बनकर महलों में राज करोगी।
ये भी पॉसिबल नहीं है ना।
अगले जन्म हर सपना पूरा होगा, प्रॉमिस।
अगले जन्म में क्यों? इस जन्म में क्यों नहीं?
ट्राई करूंगा ना।
अच्छा, फिर तो इसी जन्म में हर सपना पूरा करोगे।
कैसे?
तुम्हारे पास बहुत टाइम जो होगा ट्राई करने के लिए।
करवा चौथ पर आपको लंबी उम्र की शुभकामनाएं। आईसीआईसीआई प्रूडेंशियल लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, जीते रहो।
अरे मुंह मीठा तो करो।
भूल
राखी की इस रस्म में घोलो शरारत, कैडबरी सेलिब्रेशंस, कुछ मिठास हो जाए।
Now friends, when you saw these two ads, one was to do with Karwa Chauth, another was to do with Rakhi. Now these are two festivals, Raksha Bandhan and Karwa Chauth are Indian festivals. Now the modern generation might or might not believe in these concepts of maybe fasting for a day for the husband, but the point is that they would know it through this ad. You know, advertisements have this tendency of being stereotypical, the power distance of individualism, so all these debates about collectivism versus individuality, masculinity versus femininity, the debate about uncertainty of the audience does prevail. But advertisements often use symbols and added values which correlate with the culture of the target group. Now, the linguistic meaning, if we look at it through the semiotic lens, would actually be clearly giving you out certain heritage preserving qualities in these ads.
अच्छा, हम जल्दी वापस आ जाएंगे, ओके? मेरे जूते। अरे इसके हाथों ने तो कमाल कर दिया।
पर तुम्हारे हाथों का काम तो बढ़ा दिया।
नहीं माँ, इजी है। मेरे पास अब 10 हाथ है। सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वॉश, ये तुरंत खुले और इसके 10 हाथों की शक्ति मुश्किल दाग आसानी से निकाले।
पापा को भी चाहिए 10 हाथ।
सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वॉश।
So when we talk about advertising as a medium of promoting popular culture, we mean that it is an expanding need of the hour. There are many goods being manufactured. Of course, you want to sell them, and advertisements do that. The production and the consumption economy cannot but survive without this persuasive communication effort. There is a rise of modern advertising. The popular culture has but joined the advertising messages, and beautifully, creatively, they are being imbibed into them. You know, you're communicating to your customer. The traditional legacy has actually penetrated into the advertisements, and it carries on. I think we can very safely conclude by saying that advertisements want to sell a product, but they influence your opinion. They might not be doing it intentionally, but they help preserve your culture. There is a sweet kind of a syndrome between consumerism and preserving of the cultural heritage. And when you look at creativity in advertisements, the way the copies are written, the way the production is made, it would be wrong to say that this creativity is acting as preservers of the heritage and of the culture, even if it is doing so unintentionally and unintended. Let me leave you with this beautiful film where relationship of a family, the dependence of a family on its male is actually shown. Now, this is again a brand, which is ICICI. They wanted to actually sell that brand to you. But in doing so, they do talk of relationship.
दिल के पूरे बच्चे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं। भूल भाल जाते हैं, थोड़े कच्चे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं। पर बंदे अच्छे हैं। इनकी आदतों की 1000 किस्से हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं। चेंज वेंज होते नहीं, पर मन के सच्चे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे हैं, पर बंदे अच्छे।
जो जिम्मेदारी निभाते हैं, जताते नहीं, उनको सुरक्षा देते हैं हम। ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, जिम्मेदारी का हमसफर।
So friends, I will conclude today's discussion by again restating the fact that advertising creativity plays a big role in blending into the public opinion and influencing it. And in that process, sometimes it also acts as heritage preserver and culture reflector. On that happy note and that beautiful line, let me wish you all the best for your future learning. Thank you.